Radio 1080, KRLD.
Urban Congresswoman Beth Endine kind of took a swipe at crime in New York City when she posted an ad in the New York Post where she said that New York is anti-law and order. She told New York police officers, hey, you might consider moving to North Texas. New York's Mayor Eric Adams tore into her because he claims that New York is the safest big city in America. It brings to mind the whole issue of police recruiting. North Texas police departments reach out and recruit officers from cities all over the country. Other cities put up ads here looking to convince our officers to move there. On today's Ask the Expert, Dr. Alex Del Carmen joining us. He heads up the School of Criminology and Criminal Justice at Tarleton State. So how common is this whole concept of going to other cities to poach officers?
Yeah, well, in the past few months, it's become kind of the new normal in the law enforcement industry, given the fact that there are so many cities right now that are still striving to defund the police and all this other nonsense. What's ended up happening is many people in law enforcement are gravitating towards cities that do appreciate him, and so it's not unusual. And I think it's a great tactic.
Yeah, have we had a lot of success with that here? Because I know we were going out to Puerto Rico, we were putting out some billboards to recruit to Dallas PD in Louisiana.
So the answer to that is yes and no. Yes, in the sense that we've had success in bringing people in. I say no because of the fact that we still have a deficit of officers that we need to fill, and whatever we have done nationally has not been enough. And so there's still a crisis out there in terms of the shortage of officers.
What about the whole concept of the police academy where you can train your police officers in the way that you do things as opposed to having well-seasoned officers that may have a certain way of doing things that might not go the same way that we do things here?
Yeah, so when we bring in a certified police officer from out of state or even out of the jurisdiction, most police departments have a program, they call it the lateral program, where they actually bring in the officer already certified, but they still put him through the academy. So I would say to you that, the sort of local ways of doing things, especially if they come from out of state where it's, different laws in the state of Texas and different cultures. And so what we do is we put them through the academy again. And the hope is that through the academy, they get to learn how we do business here in Texas.
Now, the other part is not just recruitment from other states, but just recruiting in general from, out of high school and getting kids interested to become police officers. Is that gotten any better?
It has in some ways, but you got to remember that to be a police officer in Texas, you have to be 21 years of age. And so, coming out of high school, folks are not going to go straight to the police academy. What has happened, however, is some jurisdictions are working with local high schools to try to get those kids, once they graduate from high school, to still be interested in law enforcement work. And so, some departments even sponsor some college credits as long as the individual shows up to the department once a month, almost like a reserve individual would do in the Army, right? And then the idea is once they turn 21, they enlist at the academy and off they go to become a police officer. There are two goals here. One of them is to keep their interest, and the second one is to make sure that they stay out of trouble so that they can qualify to be an officer by the time they're 21.
What's the benefits to jumping from city to city as a police officer?
I don't know that there are any benefits except the fact that, nowadays people are looking for more pay, right? And also having a community that appreciates it.
Dr. Alex Del Carmen from Tarleton State.